This is Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid.
This is the infamous Ryan Frost, and you are listening to one of 3 human beings on this planet that I can even tolerate to be around. Don Kincaid, Stirring the Pot.
This is Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid. I don't even know if I'm ready for this.
Get it together, Don. We haven't even started yet.
I know. This is my very, very special guest, Slade Dangerfield.
That's right, Mr. No Respect.
Yeah, Mr. No Respect.
That's
I
right.
have heard Mr. Dangerfield's mouth for a while because I am going to let everybody in on a secret. Technically, my very, very first episode was shot with Mr. Dangerfield, so I could give him the respect before I started shooting Stirring the Pot with everybody else.
That's right. I was like a test dummy to you, which is absolutely disrespectful.
It was like a petri dish experiment kind of thing. So that, you never know, may be released down the road sometime. So this,
God help me,
is the real deal. Mr. Dangerfield and I, we've been kicking back.
Yes.
It's a beautiful day, beautiful setting. May I ask where we are right now?
This is the house that Slade built.
Wow.
Right here.
Wow. Mr. Dangerfield's homestead right here. It's gorgeous out here today.
It.
Hey, I thank you for your time, first off, and inviting me to your home.
Well, Don, we have a past, per se,
A little bit.
And since my good friend, Ryan Frost is such a fan of yours, I have no choice but to support you.
I love Ryan Frost.
Well, I mean, how is there not to love?
Yeah, man.
The guy's a champion. Well, he should be.
Should be. I'll agree with you right there.
Well, it's 100%. He should be.
And
anybody says anything different doesn't know what they're talking about. Ryan Frost, he just took down Just Incredible.
Just Incredible.
The man's a freaking legend. And now, he's just nothing more than swept up dirt under the rug.
Well, why don't we just start right there? But
start wherever you want, Don.
All right, because you know what? I like to peel back, if you will, the layer of the entertainment side of wrestling and get to see and hear and have the fans listen and see Mr. Dangerfield, who Mr. Dangerfield really is.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, you don't have to say, whoever, I've never asked him his real name yet. Is that your real name, Mr. Slade Dangerfield?
As far as you're concerned, Don, that's my name.
I guess I'm getting that.
And don't you dare try to call me anything else.
All right. Let's just start right there. So, I mean, you could take us on a roller coaster, if you will, if there's a Mr. Slade.
Roller coaster?
Yeah, all right. You know what? Exit. I'll edit that right out of the
roller coaster, Don?
Wait, do you do roller coasters?
No. First off, I do not actually enjoy a roller coaster.
Really? You know what? Me neither. No. We actually have something in common.
Yeah. I don't see the appeal, and I also don't like heights.
Yeah.
So, roller coasters not even like in the thought.
We just found something out right off the ripper about Mr. Slade Dangerfield.
That's right.
All right.
Exclusive news right here.
Yeah, exclusive.
Stirring the Pot.
He's afraid of heights. Mr. Frost, we were going back to Mr. Frost.
Yes.
You have, how do I say this, intertwined yourself with the Battlefront Pro Wrestling Company by being not one, not two, not three, but one of the 4 kings.
Well done. Let me start right off the rip here by saying this 4 Kings thing.
Yeah.
Who told you this name, 4 Kings?
It's been spread around the social medias, as Mr. Tony the Tuna likes to say.
Well, I don't know what Tony the Tuna's talking about, all right?
Yeah.
All I know is we are 4 men with 4 equal minds and 1 common goal.
What's that common goal?
To absolutely take over Battlefront and change the company to what it should be. A wrestling company.
Oh,
A wrestling company, Don.
Because Ryan Frost thinks.
Ryan Frost knows.
Knows that hardcore is stupid. So that's what you guys are trying to do. Eradicate the hardcore out of Battlefront Pro Wrestling.
Per se, that is one of the agendas.
Oh.
You know.
Ooh, more agendas, please.
Obviously, there's agendas, Don. Every plan has to have motives and agendas. You
Give
know?
us more
What
of what the Four Kings are up to.
Listen, Don, I don't want to talk about the Four Kings. I want to talk about Slade Dangerfield.
Well, you're part of that. I figured since we were talking Mr. Frost and, you know.
You know what Slade Dangerfield's going to do?
Well, go ahead.
Slade Dangerfield's going to continue to walk my ass down to Ludlow. Step into Battlefront. With me and the crew. And slap the shit out of anybody who stands in front of us.
What if a child is watching right now? The language. I mean, you can speak freely. I do say you can speak freely.
You better put up one of those not suitable for work logos on our interview.
Yeah. What are they? W something? Something like that?
Literally not suitable for work.
Okay.
I mean, what do I got to do? Teach you everything?
Hey, man. Battlefront Pro, I just want to stick there real quick. Now, if the four, are considered the crew, what's up with the governors? Have you seen what the governors are doing?
The governors.
What do you mean, the governors?
Ask me something meaningful, Donnie. You know, we've been talking a lot of, Slade Dangerfield, the worker, Slade Dangerfield out here at Battlefront.
Yeah.
But I thought this was supposed to be stirring the pot. Yet I feel like I'm out here getting interviewed by a wrestling reporter.
I don't know. You're getting all worked up. That is stirring the pot, no?
That's right. You're making my blood pressure go up, Don.
Okay, let's start with this then. How you like my sweet threats today, baby?
I approve.
Wait, you approve of El Jabroni?
Yeah, why not?
Wow, I did not expect that.
He's a test of strength guy.
Oh, yeah. Okay, then let's start there. How about we start there?
Why don't we?
You're in Test of Strength, am I correct?
I am. I am the voice of Test of Strength.
The voice of Test of Strength.
That's right. The best goddamn color commentator of all time. You know.
So you commentate for TOS. What other positions, if you will, do you have in TOS or titles?
That's the one that matters.
That's the one that matters.
Yeah, right. That's the one I put a lot of my effort into.
I have listened to Lone Survivor back. As you listen back, I don't hear Mr. Slade Dangerfield. And what's your cohort's name?
I believe that time was Jason Stewart.
I didn't listen to. I did listen to both of you because I do a little commentating myself.
Yeah. So you say. I've never heard you.
I stink. I absolutely stink.
That explains everything.
And I'm first to admit it. But you tried to give me some pointers, and I listened back to Lone Survivor, and
I tried to help you out, Don.
You're one hell of a commentator, I gotta say.
I actually went to school for broadcasting.
Whoa.
Back in 2007, 2008, I was in the Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
Oh, Mr. Mike Caroli and the...
Yeah, this was before that, though.
Oh, okay.
This was, but 106.9 at the time.
Yes, sir.
The CCC, they heavily promoted, and one of the guys there, he taught in the radio classes there, so I did, mingle with a lot of them.
Wow.
But, and I have a certificate from there, and I always wanted to do commentary.
That's awesome.
And then it turns out it didn't pay well at first, and I need the money. So
yeah.
And then that explains where that went. Thank God it gave me a scholarship, so I don't have to pay any of that money back.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how was that experience going from the beginning of the broadcasting school and graduating and all that? I mean, it's got to be pretty tough to get through it, no?
No. In fact, the first day they had like an orientation, and they had you go in and do like a radio read, like a commercial or something.
Okay.
And then like edit it if you can. And I walked up in there, and the software they used was the same one I had been using for years to make music with already.
Nice.
So I laughed to myself. I'm like, this is a joke. I'm like, I'm just gonna walk right in here, and I'm gonna. So I went in there, cut the promo, and made it sound real nice, real quick, and next thing you know, found out they gave me a scholarship for that. So
that's pretty amazing.
I already knew that was what I needed to be doing, and at the time, that's what I did. And it's a lot of fun,
So how come you didn't end up doing maybe like radio or something, or how did you try to get?
I actually worked with Clear Channel.
Oh, nice.
For a while, and then they had those big layoffs.
It
was like 1,500 people or something.
And Mr. Dangerfield got the chop.
We got the axe.
Wow.
You know? Which is whatever.
Is that what you ran under? Was Slade Dangerfield back in them radio days?
No, I was Peasy.
Peasy?
That's right.
Oh.
That's right. That was the radio and music name. You know, as most people probably who watch this will know already. You know, Get High Rapper.
Oh.
Which we did already, so pardon me if I'm slowed and throwed right now.
Hey, let's dive into said Peasy.
Oh, you want to talk about Peasy?
Well, I mean, that is kind of part of your life, no? All right, well,
yeah.
I've seen Mr. Peasy's stuff online, the Get High Rapper, as he's called. Talk us through a little bit what Peasy has done in the rapping world, if you will. You know, like how many albums and how's it been and how long and stuff like that. Maybe give us a little history of Mr. Peasy.
There's definitely been at least 8 albums, I'd say.
8 albums?
Yeah, from the start? Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah, easily. And I'm sure I have them all on my, computer inside.
Wow.
Still. 8 albums, mixtapes, albums, all that shit.
That's impressive.
Yep. I did that. I was in a band for a little bit. I was lead singer and rhythm guitar. So.
Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was, and I did that for like 3 years.
There's a little video that I saw. I think it was a memory maybe, on the social medias.
Must have been.
And Mr. Peasy is jamming, if I'm not mistaken, and I think he was playing a little Godsmack action. It might have been a little Godsmack.
Yep.
And I seen that and I go, oh my God. And we start talking and whatnot, and I sent him a little video of what we were doing, a little Electric Eye from Judas Priest.
Yeah.
Man, that's the kind of stuff that I really enjoy sitting back and, again, pulling it back a little bit. Because, like, who the hell would know that Slade Dangerfield played little Godsmack on the guitar?
I've always, wanted to do shit in the entertainment,
Yeah.
I dabbled in fucking everything.
So, did the band come pre or post school of broadcasting?
Oh, shit.
I hate to make them think.
I'm going to go ahead and say post.
Post?
I think post.
Okay.
Yeah.
So going to the school, I'm sure, helped your confidence and your vocals and, to like really, I mean, you're a confident guy anyways. Like you needed that more.
I don't think the school helped anything
Nah.
with that. They found me at a karaoke night at a bar.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They were scouting talent, I guess.
Nice. I've done that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was doing Welcome to the Jungle.
Wait, you were singing Welcome to the Jungle?
I do a killer Axl Rose, bro. So I did.
Wait.
Okay, no. I'm not drunk enough for this right now. There's a lot of margaritas that happened that night. Every time I was at this place, it was all margaritas.
I thought I was gonna have them. There.
Yeah,
That would have been awesome.
and I go belting out. Even the ad libs from like the live shows.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, you know where the fuck you are. Turn the whole shit off, and kick that shit off, and and the whole place would fucking be staring like. What the fuck? And I do like the whole thing where he just drags out the beginning, you know what I mean? Just screaming, and I had the whole thing laid out right to the end. And then that same night, so one of their guitarists found me. And
that is
like,
awesome.
You want to join a band? And I was like, sure.
How long the band thing last for you?
Like 3 or 4 years. We ended up being like a CCC homegrown band.
Oh, straight. What was the name of the band?
Torn by Addiction.
Torn by Addiction?
Yep.
That sounds so familiar.
Yeah, you might have probably heard us on the radio.
That's very possible, because I was listening to the homegrown stuff back in the day.
Did that. I ended up being on their 93.7, their hip-hop station in Connecticut a lot, too.
For the Peasy thing?
Yeah.
Nice.
So maybe one of the few people can say he's been on both.
Wow. So Mr. Peasy's like a crossover guy. You could do this, you could do that.
And that's why the IG will forever be Jack of all gimmicks.
Wow. That's pretty straight, man. When you were a singer, did you have like some guys use pseudo names, if you will? Did you use?
No, I was still calling myself Peasy.
Peasy?
I didn't give a shit because I had already built that brand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had already had years of Middletown and a lot of Connecticut already knowing who Peasy was. Like I could walk into a gas station and the fucking owners would recognize me.
Really?
I'd be like in another town.
That's straight.
Weird ass shit just from my voice.
Wow.
Like it got crazy for a while. And I was like, at that point, why would I stop? And then once I got into wrestling, because I had to try that too, because what the fuck? I did everything else.
Why not? Well, I guess why not?
Well, PWA had moved from New Haven to Cheshire.
I see now. I was going to PWA, but it was like their last year there in Cheshire, so I got to experience that intimate, very intimate setting.
It's not much different from the TOS setting.
Well, yes and no. I mean,
they're both pretty intimate.
Yeah, I mean, TOS is very intimate, but it's just a smidge bigger, maybe. Well, maybe it's.
I don't know.
No, it's about the same size, probably. No, I don't know. It's a little hard to tell. I don't know. We have Mr. Frank Knox over on the side because, hey, man, we're gonna dive into this. There's partnership with Mr. Frank Knox and Mr. Peasy, and we are definitely diving into that.
Well, we'll save it. We'll get into it.
PWA. I had some fun times there. It was unique because one guy was heel, one side was heels, one side was face.
Oh yeah, they all cut them outside around the ring.
Yeah, and nobody else did that. I thought that was very interesting. You know,
that was a lot of fun.
Talk to us about the PWA days. And
PWA.
What did you do? How did you start?
I started like 5 years ago. Like I found out that they were, going to be here, and in Cheshire, and I went down. I checked out the school, and I talked to Joseph Von Schmidt and Bull Dredd were both there that day.
Nice.
And then, after one day, I was like, I gotta go back. So.
Was there like this? So it's like when people get tattoos, they got to get more tattoos. It's like you feel something inside that just draws you back.
Like I've been watching wrestling forever, so like it was like a natural progression.
That's awesome, man.
And I did, almost 4 years there. And
at PWA?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. And so it took me forever.
So were you an active wrestler through the whole time?
No, man. It was like this is a story, for someone else, I guess, or a question to ask. But
okay.
I had maybe 3 years before I had 2 or 3 years before I had my first match.
Wow.
That I trained.
Okay.
And in between that, I'm pretty sure I got injured or something, long list of history of knee injuries. So inevitably that ended up happening, and that kind of pushed things off. And so eventually, after putting in a few years of work, I get my first call up, for a match.
Nice.
And they're like, you know what? They're going to put me in there with the then champion, Hippie Dickie Moon, on my first match on a Friday Night Fights. And I was like,
wow.
What? What? You know what I mean? Like, what? Wow. What is going on right now? No, this can't be happening. So I'm sure after a total meltdown and probably a possible panic attack, I was real pumped. I went out there and started out real hot. And I was working him over real good. I had him down, and I don't remember what I did. I think it was like a foot rake. Like literally, like I put my, foot on his head, and I was just gonna rake it right down. You know what I mean? And as soon as I did that, as soon as my leg landed, I don't know, it was like immediately like something popped in my knee. Oh yeah. And I was like, no, and I just dropped down, and I go look over, and Von Schmidt's right there, and I'm like, I'm hurt. I don't know what just happened, but I'm hurt, man. And then I finished the match. I couldn't even stand, and of course I got my ass beat, because obviously Hippie got the best of me.
Yeah.
He took down the big man, probably cheated for all I know.
Were you this size when you were wrestling at the time, or were you a little slimmer? Were you bigger, or?
Maybe a little slimmer. I'm not sure, honestly. It was kind of consistently, the way it is.
Always the big guy, right?
Always the big guy.
Yeah. Did you go under Peasy or Slade Dangerfield?
No,
is that where Slade Dangerfield?
That's where Slade Dangerfield was born. That was.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they used to joke and say that I looked like Rodney Dangerfield.
That's how that became. Are you kidding me?
Listen to me. Damn. But Von Schmidt would always be like, you look just like Rodney Dangerfield. And he'd make some reference to some movie I've probably never seen before and like laugh his ass off.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, well, you ain't going to call me Rodney.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So eventually we came up with, Slade Dangerfield, and that was it, And after a few years, I got my first match, and I blow my leg out, and I'm out for another 9 months. Fucking bullshit.
9 months.
9 long months, Don, of sitting on the side.
Wow.
trying to make it to the shows on a Friday to watch the Friday night fights, even though I couldn't do shit. That shit sucked.
Going as an injured wrestler, though, when you go to your home spot and you're watching your peers and your friends that you've worked with over, you know, the time, how does that? See, I've never been in that position. What does that do to a person, like when you're sitting there watching this shit?
It pisses you off, bro. It pisses you off. You don't even want to be there. You know.
But you go for support, right?
Of course, you gotta go. But you always feel like, you know, that's my spot.
Right.
You know, that I had, and I had worked what I felt like was so hard to get to that point. And then, you know, the worst part is when they come back, and then right at the end, as I'm getting back for my return, they close up shop.
Yeah, I was kind of sad that happened because of the, you know,
stuff happens.
It was close to home. It was intimate.
It was real nice.
It was inexpensive.
I got to take part in the last show, which was really awesome.
See, I went to almost every single one of them for a year, except for one that I missed, and then the very last one. I went to the second to the last one. I never was able to make it to the last one. I know Ryan
already told you the story in his interview, so I'm not going to go into it.
Oh, you've watched Mr. Frost's interview then?
No, I watched it this morning.
Oh, that was only part one.
It's only part one?
We dove into so much stuff. That's only part one.
Holy shit.
Yeah, next week is part two.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Ryan, I trained with him for a little bit.
Nice.
You know, he was on and off for a little bit. But then he came in at the end, and then he started refereeing, and then he was actually the referee for my last match there.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, I started off, you know, with the wrecking balls and the moonshines and the hippie dicky moons and the Troy Stevens of, you know, then. And then I ended with the Elijah Sixes, the Sammy Diaz, the Dajay Simones, and everybody, you know. It's so crazy how that worked out.
Wow.
You know.
It's interesting.
Real crazy. And now look at them all. Dajay was just on WWE.
Wasn't that amazing?
Gina. Ref Gina.
Yeah,
also,
Ref Gina, Blue Shoes. They were in the conga, man. It was awesome.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
The Tesla Strength School, if we may jump into that, PWA closes. Were you like, okay, now what the hell do I do?
Oh, I mean, of course. You know, I've been talking to the guys there at the school and asking them, like, you know, what's everyone's plan?
Right.
Like, where are we all going? You know, where are we all going to go? And then the ones who continued, we pretty much all gathered at Test of Strength. Slick and Alex both seem to be open arms with anybody that goes and wants to train. So it's such a great place.
When you guys went there, did you go as a collective or separately?
I mean, I'm sure a bunch of us showed up within a few weeks of each other. And
they were like open arms. Just,
yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, and
you know,
from what
and it'd be funny because, you know, you walk in and then you're training and they do things different, you know, than you'd be at PWA or whatever.
Right.
So like everything you've been accustomed to doing that way, you know, you went there and you were just like, oh wow, you know, this is like really different compared to what I'm used to.
That's got to be like a crazy transition to, okay, I'm used to running the ropes this way, or, you know, a leapfrog this way, or whatever, what you were accustomed to,
right.
or the drills to go there. It had to be a little kind of a tough transition.
It was. No? It wasn't easy, and you know, Slick doesn't mess around. Bobby doesn't mess around. You know,
absolutely
they don't call
not.
Bobby hard hitting for nothing. God damn it, Alex don't mess around. You know,
not at all. And they are not to. They're not afraid to use their mouth to.
No, they'll tell you. Right.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I'll never forget. I'll never fucking forget. I hurt myself there.
Oh my goodness! Are you kidding me?
That was devastating. This is why I do what I do now. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Oh my god!
I got fucking spaghetti knees. I don't know what the hell's going on here.
Whiz.
Jesus Christ! It's like Rice Krispie treats over here. You know, and it was during a drill. It was a stupid thing, and it happened when I came up from a roll or something, and I felt it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't out for months, but like it just kind of, you know, felt a quick pop out, pop in, you know, and I was fine after a couple weeks.
Right.
But I'll never forget, I rolled out of the ring and I was like, fuck. I was like, I think I sprained my shit. And Slick looks at me and he was like, you know why that is? And I was like, why? He's like, because you big.
I was like, this motherfucker, I like this guy. You tell it like funny. It is, you know. He's not trying to like put you down.
No, but he's
he's laughing while you're like laughing. You know, it's like, but he kept it real. It was like, it's because you big, you gotta lose weight. And I was like, you're right.
Wow,
I gotta lose weight. Doctor said the same shit. Now I gotta eat vegetarian throughout the day. It sucks.
That you eat vegetarian throughout the day?
Yeah, I started in March, and that's all I do. Until dinner, it's I only eat vegetarian. So
wow,
it's helped though. Lost like over 20 pounds now.
That's amazing. So well, congratulations to Mr. Slade Dangerfield. I mean, wow, that's hard work, dude.
It sucks.
That's hard work. Period. I don't know if I could do it. Nah, to be honest with you,
I've gotten accustomed to it now, which is really nice.
Yeah. But if I eat vegetarian, I'm just gonna wither the F away.
I know. Look at you. You're literally a toothpick.
That's
literally.
Yeah.
But it has impacted, the amount of shit I could do wrestling, obviously, which then brings me to the role I'm at now in Test of Strength.
So you go to the gym, you do trainings, you're actively training?
Right. Well, I'm not at the school. Like, I don't train to wrestle. I train for myself.
Okay.
Yes, actively training, going to the gym and. I took up drums back in October, so I do like an hour of that a day, and that burns. You'd be surprised, like you can easily burn 400 or 500 calories in an hour, if not more. Depending on what kind of music you're playing. And I'm always jamming a hard rock and fucking like metal, Metallica, Megadeth, all that shit. So like, I'm always just going nuts. So it's been helping. It's like kind of like I like obviously doing that better than going to the gym.
Yeah, or even like a treadmill. What the hell are you gonna do on a treadmill when you can do that right there?
If I go to the gym, I don't even do the treadmills anymore. I don't go anywhere. Yeah, I usually end up on the turf doing all kinds of like CrossFit style shit.
So you've been feeling better? You've noticed?
Oh, I could tell. Absolutely.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, I could tell.
So,
and does that mean I'm going to get back into wrestling?
Yeah. That was my next question. Why would you do that to me?
This son of a bitch. I can do it. I can see it in your face.
I've been wanting to say this for like 5 minutes.
You want to know.
Yeah.
And that's undisclosed at this time. Full time, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd love to.
But
but I'm also, in my 30s, which isn't exactly a young,
True. I mean, doing your appearances and if your spots, whenever Justin Credible super kicked him right in the mouth.
How dare you bring this shit
up? It was amazing.
God damn it, Don. What'd I tell you?
It was amazing.
It was amazing. My face hurt for months. I swear to God, sometimes when I chew, my jaw still pops.
Oh, God, that was awesome. I think I might have broken a rib cracking up. I
can't believe you.
You
tell me you want to give me an interview, and now you're going to come in here and run your mouth?
No, I was just reminiscing with the fans.
I get no respect,
But where I was going with that is we might see these roles with Mr. Slade Dangerfield, at Battlefront or Test of Strength or wherever, Mr. Slade goes.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know where things are going to take me.
I mean,
right now I know what my roles are.
Well, true.
I do my commentary and I do audio work with Test of Strength.
A lot of fun commentary.
And I absolutely love it.
That's cool.
And I get a lot of the same feel that I got doing the wrestling.
Really?
Oh, because I get real worked up. I know you've heard it.
Oh, I have.
Because what happens when I start coming out, Don, when the voice starts getting like this. Shit's about to go down, baby.
Undeniable. This man was on fire.
I'm telling you.
He was at the desk. Who was your cohort?
Jason Stewart again.
Jason Stewart again. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
And I even had to step over and record a little bit, not once, but twice, easily. He was on fire, man.
I love it though, and it's great because, I don't get hurt. So I can walk right up in there, do my work, help out, help the guys, do whatever they need me to do, still be a part of the show.
You do the ring thing and whatnot?
I'll help with the ring, absolutely. It wouldn't be the first time.
Nice.
We even did Blitzkrieg a few weeks ago.
Oh, in Hartford, right?
Yeah, they got the ring from us, which was nice. So
awesome.
I actually got the call match there, which was really cool.
Oh, the
Test of Strength match.
The TOS
owner
showcase.
asked me to do it. I was like,
how awesome is this? Because they're on the app,
right?
The independent.tv. You know what it is. You got it.
And
I got it.
And it's very cut and dry. There is no there's recording there, but you cannot do anything really more than 30 seconds, of your own stuff, like the clips I do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you cannot do that because of when they were Powerbomb TV, and it's still the same. Very strict on it. You can record stuff, but it has to be short, and you cannot, absolutely not, show finishes. Other than that, you can.
I didn't even know this.
Yeah, you can do a little stuff with the independent TV affiliations. And again, when it was Powerbomb, they were, and still are, very adamant on that. You do not show finishes and keep it very short. So it had to be an amazing time. Have you listened back to that footage? Do you listen back to your footage?
Oh my God, absolutely. I'm one of those guys because I'll do it over and over again. I probably watched the match like a dozen times.
What was the match that you got to call?
It was the TOS Showcase match. I think it was Elijah Six and Dan the Man against Hippie Moon and Bobby Ocean. I think that was it.
That sounds like a hell of a match to me.
Well, it was great.
Yeah,
I was all fired up,
Were you solo?
No, they had whoever their guy was. I got to show him how it's done.
Yeah, baby.
It's like I don't know. When I stepped in there, I was like, this is immediately money.
Wow.
Everything I touch.
Nice. So you went in and owned the joint.
That's it. That's the thing.
That's the way to do it.
That's the way, and that's what I like to do with the commentary. I want to, people got to know.
Nice.
I am not just the next best thing. I'm the best thing.
Wow. Again, right. I'll rewind back to, I absolutely stink at commentary. I like to have fun doing it, but I really need some improvement. And maybe it's just a hands-on experience by doing more shows. I've only done 2. But I've been trying to get your ideas and some stuff that I hear on the bigger stuff and the indie stuff, and I listen to the guys, and so I'm trying to gather the information. Maybe I don't want to be a different person. I still want to be Don Kincaid and be able to bring a solid product at the same time. So I'm trying to be the same guy and maybe be a little. I don't know how that's going to work, but even be more amped up than usual. So
you? Jesus.
I don't know.
That's scary for everybody else.
I'm not a cocaine user, but maybe that would be the kicker. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You like that cheddar? God. Let's turn into straight fucking Scarface.
I know. I didn't mean to. I'm probably blushing right now because
Don Montana. Tony Kincaid.
Wrestling.
You talking to me, man?
Is
you talking to me? You got a fucking problem, man?
Wrestling is obviously a passion that people do.
Just no-sold me.
Hey, you know what? I gave you a Snicker, and I have to move on.
Snicker?
Okay, I gave you a little Snicker.
Where's the goddamn Snicker?
I forgot the snacks. You told me to bring snacks. I am so sorry.
All I got is this measly water bottle.
Oh.
Polish Spring, you can't even get me the good shit.
That's why he wanted.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's why he wanted me to bring him snacks, because he's eating freaking celery and carrot sticks.
I want something with one of those European accent symbols on it. And stats.
That costs $20 a bottle.
That's what I'm talking about, Don. Go back to the store down the street and grab me a, bottle, whatever it might be.
No, did you? I don't know if you've watched the Mr. TJ Howell III stirring the pot, but he made me buy him a coffee.
Who?
Mr. TJ Howell III.
Well, yeah,
Bullcrap.
He can do whatever he wants.
Bullcrap.
You clearly did it.